My name is Luis Reysimana. I am a fourth year in the School of Individualized Studies for Biomedical Sciences and Health Sciences. Something that I decided to do kind of a bit last minute last year was to go abroad. And I was looking for a few opportunities abroad, but none of the traditional abroad experiences really stood out to me. So I went to the study abroad office and I found one in Chile. And that one really kind of caught my attention, and I decided to go for it. I'm originally from Latin American roots, so I'm very familiar with what it's like in Latin America, but at the same time, since it's such a diverse area, I'm from a part that is completely different from Chile. So I didn't get any of the barriers that other students that went down from the U.S. had. I had barriers as if somebody from my home country, El Salvador, would have, which is you're familiar with what people are doing, but at the same time, it's so different. So when I went down there, it was a lot of a hands-on experience. So I go down there, and it's not only a program there's a program that is for people that are not really comfortable with the language that is within the center, but there's also an option to go to the actual university. And at the university, you actually get to go to a hospital and you get to work as shadowing other healthcare professionals and actually doing a lot of hands-on work with them. One of the things that I did was actually work in an emergency room for a bit. So I got to see what patients came in, what patients came out. I got to see all forms of the hospital. I got to see basically what the private and the public sectors are like down there and get to experience the healthcare as a whole, which I don't really feel like is something that is really common here. I always wanted to go into medicine. I wanted to go into some aspect of healthcare, but I didn't really know what I wanted to do. And going down there and definitely seeing things in person, like knowing what it's like to be in an emergency room, knowing what it's like to see people that have been in accidents and have open wounds and various different health-related problems. I definitely got better at mastering many of the hands-on techniques while being there, but actually interacting with the patients made it a lot more interesting. You can apply a bandage anywhere. You can use a plastic dummy to apply things. You can use anatomy charts to tell you where things are, but actually seeing the patient and working with someone who's actually able to respond to you about all those things. So it was kind of a double-edged sword in that I really loved working with patients at the same time. It was kind of nerve-wracking. I always feared that if I saw that for the first time when I was in medical school, I'd be grossed out and just leave and be like, well, I just kind of wasted 7-8 years of my life. But when I saw it down there, I was like, this is kind of the reality of it, but I don't mind it. It doesn't scare me away from it. If anything, it makes me more curious about it. So definitely coming back and knowing that I've had that experience already, I'm really looking forward to continuing down this route. I think going abroad, it definitely gets you out of your comfort zone. Definitely puts you in a situation where you're not really familiar with anything, and you have to work with what you got. Honestly, it's not for everybody, but if somebody is willing to accept going somewhere else and adapting to something that is completely new and open to new experiences, it is definitely for them. I'd like to see a lot more people go down to Chile. I'd like to see RIT students take this program into consideration and go down.